Hello, Ray Phoenix here, and this is 2Xtreme for the PS1. We're going to Africa first. Africa, a pretty interesting continent, the birthplace of mankind. One person interpreted it as, my ancient ancestors came from Africa. That must mean I'm black. Yeah, that also means everyone else in the world's black too, since it all dates back to prehistoric times. And we know that can't be true. Africa is a pretty interesting, mysterious place. It's a large continent filled with all sorts of diverse types of creatures, animals, people, ethnicities, cultures. Yeah, it's a quite an interesting place. It's a place where America came to get their slaves from for back in slavery times. Where they would take people from Africa. But then and also Africa has a lot of disease, famine-ridden areas too. Which is kind of a shame, really. That's why I have so many different charities for Africa. But I hear a lot of the charities are scams, because you donate to them, but they say the money goes to help poor kids in Africa, but the reality is, it's actually a business, and very little of the donation you make actually goes to the actual cause. It's essentially a scam. They should go to jail for that. Yeah, they should totally get arrested for fraud for that. But what are the people gonna do, right? It's hard to detect fraud. And we're on bicycles, too. Because, bicycles are some of the best vehicles ever made. You could run it over snowmen with them. I've seen people on AFV use them to destroy snowmen. Run them down with the snowman. Driving down very fast through this place. This game actually does. The frame rate in this game is actually quite impressive, actually, for an early PS1 game. The frame rate's really good. It's better than a lot of other games in the PS1. It looks better. The frame rate's a lot better than, games like Wipeout. I think the original Wipeout's frame rates were not nearly as good. Well, I don't remember now, actually. It's funny. I played Wipeout so many times. I don't remember how its frame rates compared to this. But the frame rates are good. The music's really good, too. If you could take the CD for this game, and this game disc, and put it in your computer, and you could play and copy all the music from the CD onto your computer. So that's a good thing, too. The music in this game is pretty good. It sounds very grunge rock music. That's pretty good, if you like grunge, that is. And this is actually at the tail end of the grunge era, around the time grunge was dying. This is after Nirvana ended, and then back when grunge was becoming a dead genre. To be honest, Nirvana, among other bands like Green Day and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if I could choose to keep one of those bands, and the other two would go away for good, I'd probably choose Red Hot Chili Peppers. So then I wouldn't mind losing Nirvana. If I had to choose another one of those two to keep and the other one goes away, then it'd be Green Day. So yeah, Nirvana's the one I kind of like the least. I'm not a big fan of Nirvana. But some of their stuff is pretty good. Some of the grunge stuff is pretty good, even though I'm not really a big fan of grunge. And yeah, third place, it's not that bad. This game can be quite challenging. In fact, this game's challenging all the time. It's nearly impossible to win with the stats you get on the specs and stats you have on your bike or skateboard or whatever it is you're racing on. But you play for the game, you go through those gates, you see me going through, you earn points, and you can use those points. The game automatically does it for you. You use the points, you can buy better gear so you can actually win for the game better. And now we're in Vegas. As you can see here, Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. And this game, as you probably guessed, it's called 2Xtreme. It is a sequel to a game that was originally called ESPN Extreme Games, and it was later renamed to 1Xtreme. I actually have that game to my grandma's, I think. I'll do a video of that game eventually. But for now, this is most of what I'm stuck with. I also have Pre-Extreme 2, the other sequel, the third game in the series, which a lot of people seem to hate Pre-Extreme for some reason. I don't know why. I played that game first. It's pretty good. It's not as good as this, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty fun. I'll do a video of that eventually, too. Pre-Extreme. I haven't played that game in years, too. I don't even remember Pre-Extreme that much. I remember all the games in the series pretty much had the same formula. It's kind of like an early precursor to the Tony Hawk games, where you could do tricks, and you could go through the gates and things like that, and you get things, but this was before the first Tony Hawk, and before skateboarding games were big. This is kind of the early thing, and it's also kind of similar to a game I played once called Road Rash, I think it was, where you could hit people and something like that. I think I saw it on the Genesis once, and I also saw it on the 3DO, and the 3DO version kind of impressed me a lot. But again, 3DO got discontinued right when this PS1 came out, runtime 3DO. Remember that system, the Panasonic 3DO? That system's notorious for breaking down. Imagine spending $700 in 1994 and buying one of those things just to find out it's going to get discontinued because PlayStation, come on, face it, PlayStation's a lot better than Panasonic's 3DO, right? Right, we all know that. That's no secret at all. It's also no secret that I suck at this game. I keep running into things. Look, I keep running into that thing. Man, if this game was to be more realistic, that guy I'm playing as it would be all his bones would be smashed. Even some of the bones that are not smashable would be smashed. Tony Hawk broke a lot of bones in the 80s, doing all sorts of tricks, unbelievable tricks. And yet, he got his own video game franchise out of that, which I heard isn't as good now. I did make a more recent one in the series, actually, but I heard it sucked. or didn't sell very well. I'm surprised they even still made Tony Hawk games at all. I mean, that was big back in like the 90s and early 2000s. Fun fact, the last game to ever come out on the Nintendo 64 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and that came out back in 2002 at the tail end of the N64 timeline. So for a lot of the games, you can pick up weapons. So right now, I currently have a bad item right now. It's actually it weighs you down in that thing there, but you can pick up speed power-ups. Not sure you noticed, but yeah, you can pick up speed power-ups and increase speed, and you can make yourself go very fast. You can reduce damage you get on you, because you have, like, you only take so many hits, and you fall over, because you fall down a lot in this game, especially even if you don't suck, you're still gonna fall down a lot. I've fallen all the time, because I suck at this game. This game is a big challenge. I envy anyone that could play this game and play it well. I think a lot of the visuals in this game are not too bad. Sure, they look like 2D cutouts sometimes. The people look like kind of like almost like Mortal Kombat characters, where they take real people and make them digitalize into the game. But yeah, it's not the. But then again, I mean, it's a PS1 game from 1996, so you know you couldn't really ask for much back in 1996. But that's what it was like back in the day. And I'm also playing on a vintage TV from that time period too. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to think about. This PS1. I'm not actually playing this on a PS1. I'm playing it on a PS2 actually. I didn't get this PS2 until 2017. I bought it at my Salvation Army thrift store for only $20. Yeah, it's a very good price for a PS2. A fat PS2, a really good working PS2. So it's not the same one I had back in the day, but this TV, I'm playing it on the same TV I had back in the day where I play a lot of my old games on. Back in the day, I've had this TV for like since the 90s, so yeah, I've had this TV for a very long time indeed, and I played a lot of the good old classics on it. But yeah, that's a PS2 deal I got at Salvation Army is really good. If you can find a PS2 at your local Salvation Army for only $20, I say it's a very good deal. It didn't come with any cables or any of that, but I already had plenty of other cables for them, the generic power cord and TV cable, and for the controller and things like that. Fun fact, the PS1, PS2, and PS3 all use the same type of AV cables. Only the PS4 doesn't use those. That's because there's no such thing as standard definition PS4. It only connects through HD. But then again, who doesn't use HD TV today, right? Of course not. No one really doesn't. So you see, I'm kind of sucking right now. I'm in 10th place. This is level up is by far the most nostalgic level in the game. That's because I never really had the full game. I didn't get this game till like about a month or two. I think it was about a month ago, or two ago is when I finally bought this game. And for the longest time, I played the demo of it. I had it on the green PlayStation Pix demo disc from 1996. And yeah, I would play this level. I'd play this level, because this is level 2 in the demo. You only get one level in the demo, and that's what it is. And of course, you're also very ill-equipped in the demo, too. So you're gonna lose for sure. You're gonna come in a very low place. The way it says, if the game wants you to fail, it's like the game's laughing and saying, ha ha, you suck. You're doing that Nelson Muntz laugh. Ha ha, you suck. Yeah, you suck at this game. Everyone that plays this game sucks at it. Well, I'm not sure everyone. I mean, sure, if you spend countless hours of your day, let's say you didn't have a life, you didn't have a girlfriend, you didn't have anything like that, and all your life was just playing 2Xtreme, you'd probably become a master at it, a better master than I am. So I mean, it's good that I'm not a master at it, so don't waste countless hours of my time playing 2Xtreme. Got other stuff to play. Got animation work. I told you, I work in the animation industry primarily. Well, not you work in it yet. I go to animation school. I study animation. I learn animation a lot. I have to spend time doing that. I don't have all the time to be playing this game. So, yeah, that's pretty much this game. It's very good. It's very fun. It's a good recommend. 2 thumbs up for me. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.